Hello. So, welcome to SIME Demo 2. So, this will be an updated demo. So, it's Niyar speaking again. Let's get into it. So, as you can see, this is the open, the home screen. So, you can do open scene, new scene. Let's go ahead and click new scene. All right. Let's just go ahead and place a block. All right. As you can see from the previous demo, we still have the timeline here. And then place blocks, different colors for each block. Over here, we just place violin 1. So, over here, you can see this. Let's go ahead and display it. Yeah. So we gave it a default sound, but say you want to edit the sound, let's go ahead and click the block. Now you can see the block info, so all of this. And then let's go ahead to edit mode, and then right click, and then over here you can see all of this. You can assign it a different sound, whatever sound you'd like. You can even adjust the start time. You can adjust like where you want to place it over here, start time, duration, all that stuff. I believe I showed that in the previous demo. Um, but let's go ahead and just add a custom block because there's a specific file that I would like to show. So let's go ahead here. And now, oops, backspace to delete that. Okay, now let's go ahead and add a file to this. So browse file, and then just go to my downloads. Okay, so this is a classical violin music. Okay, perfect. Okay, so let's go ahead and just see if it works. All right, perfect. Okay, so now let's go ahead and add some movement to this. So boom. Okay, made it do a circle basically. Okay, so now as you can see, the duration's 23 seconds, but the move duration is only 6.35 seconds. So let's go ahead and just see how this plays real quick. Okay. Okay, so as you can see, it moved for 6 seconds, but then it just continues playing at that still point. So let's go ahead and loop the movement. So over here, you can see loop movement. Let's go ahead and apply that. Okay, now let's see it again. All right, so you can see, as you can see, we just loop the movement. So now it can move multiple times. So that's a new feature that we added. And Alt click drag is how to add the movement, as I showed earlier. And then let's go ahead to the info section. So let's see. Let's see if you want to see the distance between two blocks. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead to edit mode. Let's go ahead and click this. And let's go ahead and click distance to here. Now it just shows the distance between some blocks. All right. And then let's see. There's this one prevents it from moving. So or this one. I mean, pretty much essentially both of these. But this is mainly it prevents a block from moving. But here it freezes the block at that specific time. So let's go ahead and um let's go ahead and put this to like 7. Oh, no, not 1 minute. Put it to no. Oh my God. 0.7. There you go. And then let's put this as here. Okay, so now we're at 7 seconds. Let's go ahead and just put it here. All right, something like that. Okay, and now we can freeze it. So, okay, so it's over here. Now, let's go ahead and freeze this block. But now let's go ahead and unfreeze it. And now it's moving again. So basically, freeze place stops it at that moment in time, but enable recorded movement stops it from moving in general. Okay, so now let's see. We also have loop sound. Um, I've showed that in the previous one. Loop length would be like how long do you want the sound to loop for? So you could just say equal block, and then boom, it gives you the time, the duration. In this case, you don't want to loop the sound, but that's how looping sound works. And then loop gaps is basically like, do you want it to loop every 4 seconds, every 0 seconds, non-stops, all that stuff. Then we have mute. So let's go ahead and mute this block. And then, as you can see, it's highlighted green, so you know it's playing. However, since it's muted, you can't even hear it. But we can unmute it obviously and then apply. Sorry, there you go. And the block being played is highlighted green. The block selected is highlighted orange. And then we have a mute schedule. So say like you want to adjust like different time windows for muting. Like you want say like when you're editing a song, you want like um you want like a block to only play at like the first minute, then mute for the other minute, then play again. So that can like assign mute schedules. Because right now mute this just mutes forever. But say you only want to mute at certain viewpoints or certain time points. And then same for viewing. This is more for like cosmetic. Like say you don't want to, you only want to see all the violin blocks as you're editing. You can like adjust the view. You can also adjust mute here. Say you want to like mute all the violins, mute all the brass. You can just do that here. Same with the view if you just want to edit certain things. Okay, and that's essentially it. Oh, and then sound schedule. This feature basically is like you can play multiple sounds of that instrument. So say like there's a violin here, it's playing one sound, but then say you wanted to play a different sound at like a different time, then you can assign that sound. Okay. So now you also have freeze move. So freeze move basically it freezes all blocks moving, but the freeze over here freezes just that singular block. Over here you can see a scale. So this basically say like each block or each grid unit is only 1 meter. So this basically like divides that by four. So instead of 1 meter, it's 0.25 of a meter. Here it's like 1 meter uh if I put it to one. But then like if I put it to three, it's gonna be every 3 meters. So here it will be like I don't know, like 50 meters away. So you'll notice that like it sounds way further away. So like here, let me play it again. You notice that as I was like dragging it around. So the scale basically adjusts it, but also a neat trick is actually um it's completely based off the camera movement now. So over here we used to have this is like a major feature we changed. We used to have this block be the listener block, but there's no longer a listener block. Now this is the just the origin. The listener is based entirely off the camera. So now if you play it again here, so now here, let me play it again. And let me follow it. So notice how as I was following it, it didn't like change the. Yeah, let me pause it. So as I was following it, it didn't sound like it was going farther away. Like if I stayed here, it would have sounded like it's going farther away. But as I was going closer, it still sounded like it was really close to the camera. Um, so the entire perception of the sound is based off the camera. So let's pretend you're at like an orchestra, like say like Hans Zimmer, he made like an orchestra, and then like you want to fly a little drone around it, like a little drone show. And record the orchestra from like different parts of the audiences or different areas just to see how it sounds like. Like I wonder how the orchestra sounds at the back of the audience, how it sounds at the side of the audience, how it sounds from the top, all that stuff. So basically, that's the whole point of this uh the camera perception feature is we no longer wanted a listener block. We wanted it to be based on the camera. But let's pretend like you only like one positioning of the camera. Then you can anchor it. So let's go ahead, like say I like this position. Let's go ahead and anchor it. And then, oh my god, wait, no, I moved away. Let me click anchor again. Boom, it went back to the exact same spot. And then you can even adjust the path. Say like, okay, so let's go ahead and hold cam now. All right, so cameras hold it, and let's go ahead and hold it for 10 seconds, and just realize this is should be at 0. Okay, so now let me go to, okay, let me go ahead and click freeze cam or free cam. Okay, so with free cam, you can move the camera around, but notice how if I click free cam again, it goes back to the start because this is where the camera starts at the top of the path, and it'll hold here for 10 seconds. So So notice how it holds here. But now let's go ahead and go to 10 seconds. Basically, it's kind of like Blender. We're essentially animating the camera movement. So now let's go ahead and record it. So now I'm going to click R. So now that I put the time to 10, now I'm going to click R. So record. Okay, now let's like move back, and then let's move like top. Let's move down. Let's move around a bit. And then let's go ahead and like, you know, move that, like that. Okay, and then stop recording. Okay, boom. Now it went back to here, and now boom. As you can see, it did the recording. Now let's go ahead and see what this looks like now. So um, okay, let's go to the front. Okay, so as you can see, I'm gonna click free cam again. I can move around, but now as I click free cam back, it starts here. So for the first 10 seconds, it'll stay in this position. And now it's moving. But let's pretend I don't want it to see it moving anymore. I could still move. So that's essentially how the camera movement works. And then I already showed anchor Doppler movement. Doppler effect is basically like say a gunshot moving from left to right. And then let's pretend layers. So like we have the XY wall. Say like you want to see like how high like a block is, so you can see it easily through that. Or say you want this wall, so then it kind of looks like a full. Oops, let me free the camera. Now it looks like a full on like like 3D grid. So yeah, and then let's go ahead and get rid of these because these make it annoying. And then let's go ahead and say okay, timer's here. Say I just want to go to the time of this. Boom, here. And let's pretend I only want to play this sound. And go to time. That's how these buttons work. And that's essentially it. I mean, there's plenty of features that I'm sure I'm probably missing out on. But this is basically the gist of how to use this application. There's also the timeline bar here. Say if you just want to see like the whole timeline, and then you have the synthesizer here. And here it's where you can like preview sounds, export sounds. Like that. You can adjust like master volume. Honestly, I don't exactly know how to use the synthesizer. It's just like what those music producers use, but it does work. The way to use it is you have to click on it and then drag down to go up, drag up to go to turn right. So it's down to up. So down goes left, up goes right, like that. And yeah, that's essentially it. So yeah, all right. Thank you for listening. And just to add some features on the table, we have some features coming up. We have a concert mode coming out, an 8D mode coming out, a karaoke mode coming out. We also want to add a um, like live listen feature. So basically, we can have the application record live one shots and add it to a live one shot block. Or you can assign the one shot to certain instruments. So say like you play a violin, you can assign it to there. So those are like four main features we want to add. Um, and we're also even thinking about adding like an AI feature to it, suggesting blocks, suggesting placing blocks, notes, all that stuff. Um, so yeah, there's quite a few features coming down the road. So we look forward to adding them this summer. All right.